All right, hi. Restrictions have to do with the denominator in a fraction. And the idea is if you're dividing two numbers, right, you could even take out a calculator and try this. Like if you do 8, you can divide that by 2. That's no problem. You can divide it by 7, even though that's a decimal. The number you can't divide 8 by or any other number is 0. Right, so if we even try this on our calculator, if I try doing 8 divided by 0, okay, it's going to get an error, right? It says you basically can't divide by 0. All right, and the weird part is the numerator can be 0, like nothing divided by 8 is just nothing. If you have 0 items, put them in groups of 8, each group will have 0 items in it. All right, so basically you can have a 0 in the numerator but not in the denominator, right? So if you try another number, 9 divided by 0, that's going to be an error. Okay, so when you have a fraction, you got to think about restrictions, which is when is this denominator 0? So I just loaded up a bunch of these rational expressions. So like on this first one, there's no restrictions because the denominator is always 18. So there's no restrictions. I'm not going to do this one. Maybe I'll do this one to help a little bit. So basically, you got to think like what number will make the denominator 0, right? So when is 3c equal to 0 is sort of a question. And that's an equation you can solve. If you divide by 3, we get c equals 0. Okay, and that would be considered a restriction. And if we put it in here, right, if c is 0, up top I would have 6 times 0 squared plus 9 times 0 all over 3 times 0. And so I'm going to get 0 plus 0 over 0. And that's going to be a restriction because you can't divide by 0. You can't have a 0 in the denominator. All right, so let's maybe try this last one down here too. All right, so again, we're thinking about restrictions, which means what numbers for x would make that denominator 0. So if we were to write that as a little equation and solve it, right, one of the ways you could solve it is this would actually factor the square minus square. Factor to x minus 2 and x plus 2. And then you set each part to 0. This is just kind of solving an equation, an x squared equation. So I get you x equals 2 and x equals negative 2. Okay, and those are my two restrictions. Again, what that means, like if we look at x of 2, right, if x is 2, I have 2 squared over 2 squared minus 4. So we end up with 4 over 4 minus 4, which is 4 over 0, and that doesn't work, right, because you can't divide by 0. Right, so these two numbers are restrictions for x. So we say x could pretty much be anything except it can't be 2 and negative 2 because of the divide by 0 issue. All right, so that's the kind of the final piece when you're trying to figure this out, right? Like here's a rational expression question. When you're trying to figure out, I'm going to do a different one actually. When trying to figure out what are the restrictions, oftentimes you're just going to factor. So like this one in the bottom, multiply to negative 10 and add up to negative 3, that'd be x plus 2 and x minus 5. So to figure out when is that denominator 0, the trick I use is just to factor it. And then once you factor it, set each part to 0, and those will get you two restrictions. And that's not always how you do it, but oftentimes you'll have to factor. Sometimes you can just tell, like if I took a simple expression, say, let's say y over y minus 1, I don't need to factor that there. It's kind of already factored. I can tell when the denominator is 0, it's just when y is 1, right? Because then we have 1 minus 1 over 1. So we'd have 1 over 0 and make an error. All right, hopefully that helps. If not, we can go on Google Meet or shoot me an email back and then I can try and explain it better. All right, hope you're doing great. April, thanks as always for your hard work.